Alrighty, Nick Baldwin for MMAsucker.com here with a welterweight fighter who was victorious this evening at Mercenary Combat League here at the RBC Convention Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Vyron Phillips, you defeated Sheldon LeBlanc by unanimous decision. Were you happy with the performance? Of course, you're always going in there looking for the knockout or or a submission, but going to the judges, it was a pretty clear win for you. Were you happy?
I was happy, but I wasn't really happy. I was happy for the fact that I'm coming back from a serious injury. So a win's a win, so it felt good to be out there. I'm not happy because I wanted to finish badly and I really wanted to show my skills. So it's like bittersweet.
Sure. LeBlanc, though, is tough. So, it sort of makes sense because I don't know off the top of my head if he's been finished, but he has a melon. He's tough to finish. He's gritty.
You know what? He's a tough, strong guy, but I know I could have finished him. I felt maybe I was playing a little bit too safe. If I let go a little bit more, I could have. But he's a tough guy for sure. But I know I could have finished him if I would have just pushed a little bit.
Do you think you were at all too tentative? Do you feel like you were a bit tentative because of the leg injury? You weren't willing to say kick, or just in general, you were a bit concerned because you don't want to break your leg again. Did you feel that that tentativeness in this fight?
Yeah, I felt like I was like, you know what, my first fight back, I don't want to get injured again. I want to just get this win and move on from there. So I was a little bit hesitant. But with that said, he is a wrestler, so you can't really open up too much. But I train everything. I'm a purple belt jiu-jitsu. I wrestle all the time, pretty good wrestler. So I got to start just believing in all my skills and just letting it all hang out instead of being worried about a takedown. Let it happen and just fight. So I feel kind of disappointment in the fact that I was hesitant. I should have let it go. I should let it go a little bit more.
You were born in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but you've been training in Winnipeg off and on for quite some time. You, of course, train here in Winnipeg at the Canadian Fighting Center. Did you feel that hometown crowd? Did you feel that little, push? Did you feel that, all of the fans, that were here for Vyron Phillips?
Yeah, I have a really strong fan base here, man. Like, really loyal fans, and I felt the energy when I come out. Even when I leave here and I come back, I still have the fans here, and I love the fans here. I love Winnipeg. I'm undefeated in Winnipeg, so you know what I mean. So this is like my home. So when I fight here, I'm not losing. Period.
I suppose that means you want to fight back here in Winnipeg. I mean, I don't know what Andre Pavlich and the rest of the Mercenary Combat League crew their plan is going forward, but it seems like they'll put on another show. I would imagine that's number one priority right now.
Yeah, it was a good show. They really did really well. I don't know if my performance sold them for them to put me on another show. I don't know. I hope so. But it was a good show, and if I can fight again here, I definitely will and put in a better performance. But yeah, I'm glad I fought in this card, the first one, and hope they continue.
Now, one thing I want to ask you about what you actually did in the fight. You're a striker. You took that boxing match with Roy Jones Jr. Back at your fight in March 2016. Came up short, but still, a good learning experience and showed off your boxing skills. You took Sheldon LeBlanc down, and he's known as a really gritty wrestler, a good wrestler. What was that the game plan? Did that just come naturally because he was clinching you and you just, reversed the position? Was that a game plan? And do you feel like, you were able to show off something we don't always see from you?
You know what's crazy about that? If you watch all my fights, I take my opponent down every single fight. I took down some really good wrestlers. I tried to take down my opponent, let them know I can wrestle too. I like to stand because I like to be in entertainment, but hey, I can wrestle. I prefer to stand, but that fight, I knew I was gonna take him down at some point. I just didn't know when.
Do you feel like that might have been the biggest surprise to most people watching, just because again you're going in with say Striker on your profile on the tail of the tape, and he's the wrestler. Do you feel like that you being able to take him down and hold him down, and was that perhaps the biggest surprise? Not so much to you, but to people watching that don't know what your game plan is.
Yeah, for sure. I know opponents and even the typical fan, they don't know that I can wrestle. So when I do it, it's surprising. That's the advantage I have to a lot of my opponents. They think they're coming into just a striker who has no other type of abilities. So when I take them down, that's a surprise to them, right? And when I take them down, I can hold them and control them down there. So it's a gift for me to have that ability.
It sounds like MCL could be coming back here in Winnipeg in the spring. Nothing lined up officially, but that is the plan. Are you wanting to fight before that? We're still half a year away or so, or would you be willing to wait for that card?
You know me, I like to fight. I can't wait that long. I'll fight every month if I could. Cutting this weight it's not a hard cut. It's an easy cut. I want to fight November for sure. get one in, and then hopefully fight with this one. But I want to fight every few months for sure. Every couple months, sorry.
Any idea who you might fight for? Just another local show, maybe LFA down in the States, go back to Minnesota, Minneapolis. Any idea staying in Canada? I know a lot of your fights have been in the True North. What's the plan? Do you have any sort of idea who you may fight for next?
You know what? Honestly, man, I was interested in that Medicine Hat fight night card, the new champ, Curtis. I think that'll be an interesting fight. He's a striker. He likes to strike. I like to strike. He has the belt. He just fought Peter, who beat me due to injury, and beat Peter. So that'd be a fight that me fighting Curtis and me taking the belt from him, that'd be a good story.
Well, you'd be able to show that the injury loss to Peter. What you lost because of the injury and not because he's a better fighter. That's something you could prove. Yeah,
Peter's a good fighter. I like Peter. We actually became friends. But like I said, that fight could have went either way. He did get the win, but it was an injury. But me beating Curtis would show that, hey, you know what I mean? Anyway, Curtis, Medicine Hat, fight night, let me be the next challenger for that belt.
Have you gotten in touch with Tom Fiddler and the fight night crew, or is that the plan, now that this fight is over?
I was focused all on this fight. I always focus on one fight at a time, and now this fight is done. I'm ready for the next challenge. And maybe this performance didn't open no eyes, so I'll take another fight. But I want that belt. My goals is to collect belts, man. Hard Knocks belt, Medicine Hat belt, RFA belt, any belt. I'm collecting belts because we only have a small window in this sport, and I want to go out on my terms, and I want to go out crushing all my goals.
Awesome, Vyron. Thank you very much, and congratulations once again on the win tonight.
Thank you.